Performance reviews. Are they stressing you out? Many leaders always think about performance review time and say it's the worst time of year for them. They are concerned about the execution and they're concerned about the kind of response they're going to get. My name is Ted Gorski, Executive and Leadership Coach. And in this video, I'm going to share 3 things you can do to make these performance evaluations less stressful. If you're a leader who wants to learn more about leadership or get tips or even become a trailblazer, click on the subscribe button below and the bell icon to be notified of future videos. Point number 1, let me introduce you to a little friend. You probably remember that phrase in one of those movies, but here is your friend, the Manila Folder. You see, during the year, the people who work for you are doing great things. And sometimes you forget what they did in the previous year very early after their last performance evaluation. This tool can help you. So every time your direct report does something well, you can populate this folder. And when you start to begin to write their performance review, all you do is go to their folder and open it up. And in there, you're going to have a plethora of the things that they've done during the year. But it also is a place that you can put where maybe they struggled with some things so that now you have a full database that's going to help you develop a really solid performance evaluation. So if you're asking yourself, well, Ted, it's a great tip, but I haven't done it, don't fret. What I ask you to do is maybe start doing this effectively now. But in order for you to get that information, you might have to go through your email system. Maybe look at some of the things that direct report has done over the year, and you'll have to cycle through it. But creating a Manila folder for that particular direct report is going to pay dividends for you during the performance evaluation process. Point 2, explaining the ranking system. Most performance evaluations have a rating scale of 1 to 5. And for many people who are being evaluated, they have a certain concept of what each of those rankings mean. For you as the leader, what's really important is that you be able to start the conversation explaining what each of those rankings mean to you. For example, what does a ranking of 1 mean? And let the person know. And do it through each of the different ratings. This helps set the standard in which you can help them understand how you've rated them. If you use this approach, it's going to help the employee understand the rankings themselves, which is going to help you have a conversation during the evaluation process. Overall, it's going to create benefits in that conversation. Point 3, have the employee rate themselves. So just like we said in point 2, where you start explaining the ranking system, as you start going through the various topics, ask the employee first, where do they see themselves? Have them start the dialogue by ranking themselves. Have them explain and give you evidence and why they've placed themselves in that ranking. This is going to start creating a conversation. For example, if they rate themselves higher, you're going to ask why. And now you can have a conversation about, okay, I've placed you maybe on a level 4 versus a 5 because of these particular areas. But it's going to help you really create a dialogue. And that's what you want to do in the performance evaluation process. The more you can have a dialogue, the more it's going to be beneficial both to you as a leader as well as the employee. Because for you as the leader, you really want to understand why, for example, an employee has rated themselves in a particular level. But it's also going to help you understand what they're lacking and maybe what they need to improve on during the whole entire process. I have coached many leaders on this approach, and they tell me it works tremendously. I challenge you to try this, and you'll see that these conversations will be more fruitful. So if performance evaluation still gets you stressed out, check out this video on how to stay calm during stressful times. It's full of practical tips to keep you calm and composed. Now go blaze those trails.